Hi, everyone, and welcome to the 21-day Mindful Movement and Breathwork Challenge. Today's sequence came in by request, and I'm super excited about this one. We'll be doing some myofascial self-care for the feet. For the sequence, you'll probably need a chair. You may or may not need a chair, and you'll need several objects. If you have some kind of little device like this, it's just a little foam ball. It's actually quite soft. You could grab that. If you don't have one of these, don't worry about it. Another really good thing for feet care is to get some rolled up towels of different sizes. So maybe a face cloth and a hand towel, for example. Just get things that you don't mind stepping on. I've got a rolled up sock as well. And I even went and grabbed a little cat toy to show you that you can really do foot self-care with pretty much anything. So go get stuff, get creative, and then come on back to your mat and we'll get started. So very first thing, let's begin with our 3 breaths. Taking a big breath in and then exhale to sigh. And maybe another breath in. And exhale and make whatever sound you'd like to make. One more. And really using this exhale to arrive on your mat, in your body. Before we get into working with our feet specifically, I want to go through a nervous system regulating practice. We've done this in one of the challenges before. So for this one, we're going to do the Slinky exercise. And I want to really invite you to, as we're going through the side-to-side movements, to imagine that your joints are springs. So the Slinky, if you haven't done it before, how this one works is we imagine that our legs are a slinky, like a coiled up spring. And we're going to coil all the energy down into one foot. And then we're going to let it bounce up and coil into the other foot. So we're going to bounce, bounce, bounce. And you can even get the hands into it and imagine that you're playing with a second Slinky in your hand. This is a really fantastic exercise when you incorporate the hand movement because we're incorporating that bilateral action, bilateral integration. It's really good for your brain. And then this rhythmic side-to-side movement is really good for regulating the nervous system. So we'll keep it up here for maybe 1 more minute. Feel free to vary it. You can get bigger movements, or if you're getting tired and you want to just micro it, go super small. And as long as you're crossing the midline of your body, you're getting lots of great benefits. Okay, last 30 seconds, let's really imagine our joints are springs. Can you really feel that when you bounce up and down, your joints are absorbing that motion, maybe even becoming energized by that motion. And take a breath, bringing yourself back to center, maybe shaking all of that off. A little self-check-in, see how do you feel in your nervous system now? It's a bit invigorating, so if you're a bit out of breath, feel free to take 2 or 3 slow, long, easy exhales. And then grab one of your rolled up, either a rolled up sock or a rolled up hand towel. And what we're going to do is come onto sort of the back part of your mat, and you're going to place the roll kind of in the center of your mat. Now, here's where the chair is going to come in. If you've got something going on with your feet, if you've clicked this video because you have foot pain, or you have plantar fasciitis, or you have some kind of rehab that you're doing on your foot, I would highly recommend starting with the chair. If we step with our body weight, it might just be too much for what your feet are ready for. If your feet are happy and they just want some extra attention, you can do this one standing. What we're going to do is just put the toes and the ball of the foot on your roll. And then you're going to kind of use your back foot as a lever and rock your body back and forth onto your roll. Now, we're not looking for self-massage or any pain or any discomfort. Really, what we're looking for is to begin mobilizing the joints in the feet very, very lightly. So, fun fact, there's 33 joints in the bottom of your feet. And they were designed to all get movement. So really, that's what we're going for here. The next step will be to step forward about 2 inches onto your roll. So now your roll is going to be kind of more in the middle of your foot or through the arch of the foot. And again, you're just doing that rocking back and forth. Again, we're not going to massage right now. This is just thinking of all of the 33 joints on the bottoms of your feet, getting to move, maybe even roll in a wave-like motion. You can do your hands while you're at it like I am, if you'd like. And then we're going to step forward about another inch or 2. So we're not quite on the heel, but just in front of the heel. And again, we're rocking back and forth. Maybe spread out your toes now. And you feel your toes open and get wider. Just lightly rocking back and forth. Let me demo this on the chair for those of you who are doing the chair version. So same thing with the chair. You're just gonna rock back and forth on your towel or your sock, and then step forward and rock back and forth. So it's quite a bit lighter. You can play with it. Go back and forth between the chair and standing. Idea is you choose a way that feels really good. Let's change feet. So again, we're going to step at the back of our mat. We're going to place the roll kind of middle of the mat, and then we're going to step forward onto it. The toes are just a little bit ahead, and we're massaging, not really massaging, but we're moving energy into the ball of the foot, and the toes can roll over it to the floor. And this is the first motion. And again, just really nice and light and gentle. I get pretty excited about feet because they're so complex. And so another fun fact for you is that you have a foot map in your brain that's connected to all the little receptors in all of those joints and even on the skin of the bottom of your feet. And so your brain is really interested in what your feet are doing, in what position your feet are. And let's step forward. So now we're on the middle of the foot. So every time your brain detects that your foot goes into another position, it's really paying attention to that. It's really interested in that. And this action right here is something the foot was designed to do. We were really built to walk on uneven ground and maybe over some stones, and to be able to navigate that and correct. There shouldn't be any pain here at all. So just rolling, just moving the foot over your roll about an inch, rocking back and forth, nice and gentle. Might even be getting a little bit of a leg workout just by doing this. If you need to switch to the chair at any point in time, just go ahead and do that. You can always get smaller movements, the more micro, the better sometimes. Or just visualize yourself doing this motion if that's your first step, and then you can progress slowly over time, getting more and more mobility and motion into the bottom of the foot. So we can do another progression here if you'd like. If you're one of my students, you're probably comfortable with this type of idea of balancing on an object. It's really good for your brain. If you're not used to this and you're, just randomly found me on YouTube, you can try it by holding a wall and starting that way. Or you can just go back and do the regular way we were doing it with the rocking back and forth. If you want to try balancing. If you've never done it before, start by holding a wall, please. And all we're going to do is we'll start with that rocking back and forth, maybe for 1 or 2 times. And then we're going to step up and see how it is to just balance on that foot. So here's where the brain game comes in. Because as I'm wiggling and wobbling and feeling and finding where my foot is, my brain is getting very interested in where my foot is in space. This little proprioceptive system gets to come online. So let's go into the middle of the foot and try again. Again, hold that wall if you're balancing. Start with your rocking back and forth. And then we're just going to come up, balance, wiggle a little bit, and step back. And you can do that third position, which is right in front of the heel. See which one is the most challenging for you. And just notice those little wiggles. If there's any pain, any little sensitive areas really coming alive or really hurting, just go ahead and come on out of it. This can be done on your chair as well, just putting your foot there and lifting the other foot and just putting more attention on the one foot. Okay, let's do that as a balance on the other foot. So holding your wall as needed. Start with your rocking. Just a little bit of rocking. Can you feel now those joints as springs? Now that we're really getting all those 33 joints in the bottom of the foot to come alive. Can you feel how responsive they are? And as you're balancing, feel free to let yourself wiggle a little bit. You might need to hold the wall for that. Second point, middle of the foot. So right under your arch, basically. And balance, wiggle. Take a breath or two. And any pain, we come out of it. And last position, just in front of the heel. And balance. And if you're choosing not to balance, you're just doing those 3 positions with the rocking back and forth. And what's really great, I'll just demo that for a moment. What's really great about this action is that it's mimicking something very natural for us to do, which is walk. And it's giving the foot, maybe even quenching its thirst for some uneven, unpredictable terrain, which might even help the brain come alive a little bit because it's really designed to do that. All right. Now, if you have a cat toy or a ball, and this one, we're not going to put any weight on it. This is really just to bring some blood flow into the bottom of the foot. So with this movement, really all I'm doing is increasing circulation to the bottom of the foot. I'm not going to step on this. It's too hard for me. But that is something you could maybe progress to, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would just go with the ball for like when you're sitting in the chair watching TV, to get out a little ball or something that, or even an old water bottle, anything that you can roll and just bring some blood flow into the bottom of the foot, nice and light Doesn't have to be a massage here. So once you've finished with that, last little thing I want to show you, this is one I give to my clients all the time. It's fantastic. I call it toe pickups or towel pickups with your toes. So you're going to take a little hand towel, place it on your mat. And now that we've woken up all those joints on the bottom of the foot and we've woken up our brain, what we want to do now is start actually activating some of the muscles on the bottom of the foot and getting them to work for us. So once you have your towel, all you're going to do is bunch your toes up around a little corner and then pick your towel up and put it down. You find that your brain really has to work to get it. So do it maybe twice to each foot. You notice I'm picking it up and then dropping it. It took me like 4 attempts on that one foot. So, and I've been doing this for a long time. So really feel free to, cut yourself some slack here. That any little movement that you're doing with your toe, even if you don't successfully get the towel and pick it up, you're doing a lot of good just trying to pick it up. Okay. And lastly, why don't we just close with doing 5 bumblebee breaths, just to let all of that go. You can come onto your chair, you can lay down. I'm just going to sit because it's easiest for me, but we'll just go into 5 nice, easy bumblebee breaths. If you've never done this one before, all it is inhaling and exhaling to hum. Inhaling normally, exhaling to hum. The idea here is to start to allow your body to soften, maybe go into a little relaxation. And one last inhale, one last hum. And then take a little bit of time here now just to drift and let your body soften and take a moment to notice the effect of your practice, all that focused attention and neuromuscular movement. How's your brain doing? How's your nervous system doing? Take a moment and appreciate your feet in whatever way would be good. You can give them a little massage now, or just whatever they're asking for. And I really want to thank you for joining me for this foot practice. It was really fun for me to teach you about feet, and I'm really hoping to see you tomorrow. So with that, and namaste.